in 1990, there were a total of 80 inmates at the Department of Corrections. Today, it's at its highest population ever at 713. That's 488 detainees and 225 inmates.
If we don't do this now, in 20 years from now, this place will not be able to hold. We won't even be able to arrest people, is the way I see it.
Senator Brad McCready plans to introduce legislation to construct a new prison, so he, along with Senator Tommy Morrison and Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio, were shown how things really are behind bars, from overcrowding, lack of air conditioning, and the need for more manpower. For instance, Director Jose San Augustin says DOC currently has 215 employees and has accumulated $1.5 million in overtime.
If they allow me to hire 54 people, 54 corrections officers, that will cost me $1.7 million a year. And that will totally, I will promise you, as long as they don't fire me, I'll totally eliminate overtime.
Starting the tour, lawmakers were shown the dome units that house those in violation of probation or parole, a unit with no air conditioning, mind you. From there, they went to Post 18, the old prison that holds those awaiting trial.
We used to utilize this for their gym, their workout place. But again, of course, of the overgrowing population again, we had to convert this back to open door housing units.
Next was to Post 16, which houses the general population, then to the special housing unit that holds disciplinary maximum level inmates who are in danger to the general population.
And this is the unit where I was telling you guys that is 23 hours in, 1 hour fresh air.
Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio even spoke with some inmates, one of who stressed the poor conditions there, saying all he's been hearing is lip service.
If the authority is so clear about whatever improvement has to be done, then it starts now, not later on. Okay? And a lot of people here, as of now, we're like starting.
In addition to visiting the library and the dining hall, lawmakers also met the medical professionals in charge of the prison's infirmary. Clinical psychologist Andrea Leithheiser says there's a huge demand for medical mental health services.
We're busting at the seams too as far as patient care is. We're full. We're full. We're full right now.
She, along with medical director Raja Saad, work 8 hours a day. It's a job they say holds a lot of responsibility.
We all are definitely working together to meet the challenges of our growing population.
Saad, who's worked with prisons for 3 decades, stressed that with talk of a new prison, ideally you need 3 infirmaries, one for men, women, and for the mental health.
Not only important is the most important is to have a stationary facility, medical facility inside, so you can take care of most of the prisoners inside the house instead transporting in the community back and forth to different areas for security issues.
And following his first visit ever, Senator Tommy Morrison thanked the staff for showing their dire challenges.
And to come here and see it firsthand has been a very interesting tour, because now, at least with the solutions on the table, it's clear now that we are on the right path.
Lieutenant Governor Tenorio, meanwhile, has visited before and says today was another reality check.
But the bottom line is the director and the employees are doing the best they can. They need more infirmary, they need more medical supplies, they need more medical personnel. And the governor and I recognize this, but it ultimately comes down to the resources that are brought to bear to fix this problem.
Senator McCready, meanwhile, says he wasn't surprised at all by what he saw today, saying it only reaffirms the need to introduce this measure.
And I think we've been talking about it for the past 20 years. We're in a settlement agreement with the federal government since 1991, but the problems exist way before that. So we're in possible federal receivership. We are overcrowded, bursting at the seams, as they told you, the doctors told you earlier in their interview, and we need to do something about it now. And what we have to do is we have to build a new prison.
Senator McCready, meanwhile, is finalizing the language in the legislation that addresses funding for building the new prison that should be introduced sometime next month. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.